So, we back in the mines. And I watched the Minecraft movie. Hello everybody, my name is Brooklyn, otherwise known as TheDramaticOtaku, and today we are talking about the most recent kids film based off of a video game IP, this being a Minecraft movie. As of me uploading this, I have watched the film twice, once with my partner and once with a band of miscreants, and today this is, yeah, some of it will be a little bit vlogged, the rest of it will be my review, so strap in because it is a fucking wild ride. But I watched this movie and did thoroughly enjoy it. The absurdity was fantastic, and while I have my issues with it, I did have fun. So to talk about the film, I am in two minds about it. The first perspective is that this is a kids movie. It takes the source material in sincerity because there's nothing serious about this film, and this film tries to talk to the community around the game. It was made with love, and most importantly is a serious movie in the sense that there is no purposeful underlying parody. And then there's the second perspective, where it is a sarcastic, absurd parody of video game movies that uses Minecraft as its setting to tell its story, much like how most content creators use the game to tell their own stories, as an infinite sandbox. In the sense of the first perspective, this was not a very good movie. Cut and dry, not a very good movie. Story-wise, I couldn't quite grasp the goals of the characters. Garrett didn't quite hit his greediness that he needed to make his return super impactful, like he actually learnt something out of the film. Steve doesn't have a solid moment of "I will not betray you," so it took me a while to realize that when they were attacked in the village, that's when Steve was on their side and not trying to get Dennis, because he doesn't know that Dennis is alive until like the final act of the film. I don't know why he didn't just try and like betray them still, but whatever. I lie, I'm false. There is actually a moment where Steve does have a moment of like, I wasn't gonna betray you, oh my god. It just so happens to be after Jason and Jack fucking 69ing, you know? So I wasn't exactly in the headspace to realize. So yeah. Would have thought that would have been like a big moment. Dawn and Natalie as side characters feel like a B-plot, whereas Jennifer Coolidge's character is supposed to be the B-plot. And Henry, while he does have the most purpose in the film, I don't really know why the overworld would be beneficial to him to stay there. He's Chloe in the real world and built a functioning jetpack from a science lab. I don't think he's running out of materials anytime soon. I suppose his reason to be in the overworld was to let his creativity flourish, as he was really on the edge of giving up. But that feels like a really, really weak reason for him to be in the overworld and not just having like a different side quest where he meets a mentor in the real world, which Garrett is supposed to be, and then what Steve actually is. What I did like about the film in this sense was the sincerity of truth to the game. Being analytical, each character represents a different playstyle to Minecraft. Now, I don't know if this was intentional or not, that's why I'm being analytical as shit, but Henry is a redstoner and builder, Steve is a builder, Dawn is a pet wrangler. Now, I say Steve is a builder, I tried to fucking recreate Steve's hot chicken or lava and chicken, whatever. It was so fucking difficult. Anyway, Steve is a builder, Dawn is the pet wrangler who has an army of dogs, Natalie is a fighter slash adventurer, and Garrett is that friend who doesn't know what the fuck they are doing. The way Steve builds is clearly set in how real Minecraft players play the game. I love that attention to detail, especially with Steve's love for Dennis. I will say this movie feels more set between Minecraft as a base game and the Minecraft Dungeons game, with more so the designs of the piglins and how they use ghasts as weaponry, that sort of stuff. My partner, who doesn't really know much about Minecraft Dungeons, did feel like the whole like piglin invading thing felt strange to them, but she was like, oh, if that's what the Minecraft Dungeons games is about, okay, then that makes a little more sense, but I didn't really get that. So it was, as like Minecraft as a game, it wasn't doing much, but like with both games, it made more sense that way. So having had watched the movie a second time now, I can safely say first viewing is the best viewing, because you're there going, what the ever-loving fuck. I was semi-paying attention the second time, and mainly what I was picking up was all of the references and stuff like that, things that I missed on the first time round. So probably a good thing that I watched it a second time, solely so I could recall there was a "you betrayed me, you're betraying us" moment. I would like to solidify my whole point of Garrett not exactly having a redeemable moment. He's still an asshole up until he dies. So him coming back is cliche, but it's not redeemed really. So other than, you know, him and Steve fucking, you know, then I watched both end credit scenes this time, and I wish I'd seen Alex's face. Wish I had seen Alex's face, to be quite honest. They're probably leaving that open in case I want to make a second, but why would you make a second? I know why, because of how insane the box office numbers are for the Minecraft movie. In the sense of the second perspective that I presented you, oh my god, this was such a good fucking movie. So funny, so weird, so crazy. I love it. Why are all the grown-up characters giving detailed monologues about their adult lives to children? Why the heck does Jack Black talk like that the entire movie? How did they get saxophones in the overworld? Is the world modded? Why did Steve not include redstone in the middle of his creeper farm? How did the nitwit learn English so fast? And Garrett and Steve's love story? I love this movie. It's not quite camp as much as Miss Jennifer Coolidge tries, but was totally made for the Minecraft community. It is so absurd, and sometimes the plot is just so hard to find that it works with the absurdity and just elevates the comedy of the film. I had so many moments where I was like, what the fuck, in a fit of laughter. Jack Black and Jason Momoa 69ing in a kids film? Crazy. Jennifer Coolidge finding the nitwit her best love interest ever? Insane. The main villainess continuously trying to stab Steve? Funny as shit. The whole reason I have this perspective is probably because I'm not necessarily the main audience of the moral of the film. So I attached way more onto the comedy aspect. And oh my lord, is this movie not serious whatsoever. Jason Momoa is a peaked in high school gamer legend, down on his luck, and his entire life going south. That sounds familiar. Every video game movie ever. He's a self-serving idiot that nothing but bad things happen to. Love that. Steve is Jack Black is Jack Black. Yes, I said that twice on purpose. The songs this man sings in the film is not a Minecraft movie thing, that is a Jack Black thing. And his cadence when he says anything is just so fucking funny. Like it was like he was trying to get as many moments into the like ad for the movie as physically possible, and that clearly did work. I need the Minecraft narrator in Minecraft specifically in Jack Black's cadence in the film.
Serve it, girl boss!
Yes, I need that mod. Story-wise, I could not keep track of jack shit, but there was so much going on, and that worked. In the words of my girlfriend, solid chunks of this movie felt like a Minecraft YouTube video with all the chaos, and I love it. Also, loved that, whatever the fuck the pig empress's name is, her trying to stab Steve at the end is a parallel to Steve trying to stab her when she first lets him out of prison. In terms of the actual like production filmmaking side, I do like to talk about this in my reviews, because as much as you come into the movie to enjoy it, I do like talking about the music and sound and settings, all that sort of stuff. There was a lot that I loved. The physical sets were pretty damn cool, and the audio design was fantastic. I love that the movie, while having its own sounds for the mobs, overlaid the actual sounds from the game. I did also love how the villagers only use villager sounds, even if it triggered the shit out of me, and how many game sounds there were found in the movie, as well as the music of C1A4 being used consistently in the film, especially when Steve or another character is having a moment of calm or thinking, and instead of this super serious, tense music, you get calm and you get nostalgic. And it was so wonderful in the film. Sadly, no parody songs. No creeper. But I think they would have been sued if they had put any in the movie. As well as the fact that this is a serious production, as much as like you don't think it is. So they wouldn't put a parody song in the film, as much as the audience would fucking adore that. This isn't Five Nights at Freddy's, unfortunately. In the visual design of the film, as I said, I loved the physical sets and props. And in the behind the scenes, it was clear actual Minecraft players worked with the film to create Steve's overworld. From the lava chicken place, which I have a strong memory of Minecraft YouTubers doing something similar, just with fucking KFC, to the styles of traps, a creeper farm, etc., all being very real things that players would include. However, I did not like the oversaturated CGI backgrounds, and how at moments it really felt like actors were dropped onto a green screen. There were plenty of moments where Jack Black was just throwing quips and it was clear he was on a green screen soundstage, and that is solely based on his proximity to the camera and his unwillingness to step a little bit further back, and just how close and claustrophobic some moments in the movie felt. Also, something that I loved was at the very start, the overworld being the opening to when you generate a Minecraft world. Loved that. And now, of course, I can't talk about this movie without talking about the references and cameos. Starting with the cameos, the second I saw someone I recognized on screen, I was grabbing my girlfriend's arm and silently screaming. Because what do you mean? Lizzie, DanTDM, Afmao, and Mumbo's cameos were storage hunters. I thought they were going to be villagers. I thought they were going to be like people also in the overworld. No, they were storage hunters. And Mumbo had a mullet. Mullet Mumbo. And then Jeb was randomly in the middle of one of Jennifer Coolidge's scenes, which was fucking crazy. It is a blink and you miss it like cameo from Jeb, but still crazy. Being jump scared by so many Minecraft YouTubers kept making me think that the villainess of the film was voiced by Zombie Cleo. Like, it was not. After like the first line, I could tell absolutely not, but I couldn't help but think it. And since Jeb was in the film, I really, really wanted Agnes to also be in the film. Unfortunately, she wasn't, but I would have loved to see her in the movie. I will make note of this. I didn't pick up on this when actually watching the film, but when Henry is being sort of like possessed and like locked in like fear of the Enderman, Steve's eyes are white. I did digging, and apparently this was a VFX mistake, not an actual reference to Herobrine. But it is very fitting for the Legend of Herobrine, so I will leave that thought with you. And of course, Technoblade. I was spoiled by the internet for this reference, and I'm so upset that I was. And I wanted to experience by myself off the bat. Not everyone can be in the fucking cinema on opening day. I had work. So when I got spoiled, I was so livid. And I kept having people spoil this moment because when the pig in the crown walked across the screen, I couldn't hear what anybody was saying in the movie because people just kept yelling. And I just fully got ripped out of that moment. But after looking it up, what is actually said in that scene is Henry asks if the Technoblade reference is a king, and Steve says, no, he's a legend. Damn right! I would have liked if maybe they'd recognized him as a player and a predecessor in the overworld in the film, but Mojang already acknowledges Techno as a pig in a crown in their memorial in their launcher, so that makes a little more sense. But the talk of this reference actually moves me on to... In my first viewing of the movie, I was so pissed off by all of the kids in the theatre because I didn't know there was a whole meme of people yelling the references at the screen, and it really pissed me off. Now, I love a good Rocky Horror little moment. However, this was my first viewing of this film, and like when like the I Am Steve came up, that's when it was cool, that's when it was funny. When Technoblade came on screen, okay, yeah, I get it, it's Technoblade, of course we're fucking yelling Technoblade, and like One of Us, and what's it called, Blood for the Blood God, that sort of stuff, of course we're yelling that. But after that moment, I just kept hearing the same group of little kids yelling
Chicken jockey!
throughout the entire movie. It wasn't, and the thing is, when that scene actually came up, nobody got it on correctly. I was really engaged in the movie until people actually started yelling at the screen, and there was at least 2 other groups of patrons who told them to shut up and shut the fuck up. I don't know when it became okay to talk so much in a movie, but oh my god, they were making me angry. I understand if everybody does it, but these kids wouldn't stop it, and it made me really, really mad. The yelling really took me out of the movie experience. Now, I love a good joke. I have like laughed at people like heckling at a screen before, but this trend of people yelling at the screen was just really, really frustrating, especially for my first time watching the film. Would I like join in on maybe my second time? Maybe, but not entirely likely because it could be someone else's first time watching the fucking thing. And again, before seeing the movie, I didn't know it was a trend. So that was a bit of a shock to me. Upon my second viewing, lot of gay shipping going on. There was a lot less people in the theatre this time, so there wasn't like a whole lot of chicken jockey going on, so happy about that. And I went as Creeper. I like this outfit more than what I did at the start of this video, so take a look. Isn't she gorgeous? She's lovely. And on to the rest of the video. But yeah, other than that, I really did enjoy the film as the second perspective, as like this sarcastic, absurd parody film of Minecraft, of video game movies. It was atrocious and I fucking loved it. So in terms of that perspective, I give it like a solid 8 out of 10. You guys have to watch it. In terms of the sincerity, I kind of give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not fantastic. It is a kids film, but it's a really fucking funny kids film. Especially if you don't take the fact of the storyline seriously whatsoever. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review. What did you guys think of the Minecraft movie? Did you like it? Did you yell at the screen? If so, did you have another child yelling chicken jockey continuously at the screen? let me know in the comments down below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.